I'm gonna make one more diffuser and put it there. That's gonna take us a little while before I get to too much. I think I'm gonna skip the algae for the time being. They're kind of okay. They're not terrible. And maybe it'll be a good way for me to deal with this carbon dioxide. Let's see, what map type am I playing? Currently, I'm going for, the ice biome. Because last time, we just overheated my entire base, so I wanted to try a much colder area. Unfortunately, it seems like it presents its own problems. Namely that it's going to be freaking cold everywhere, so everyone might just end up with hypothermia. Let's see, do we have airflow tiles? We do. Might as well put a couple of airflow tiles just at regular intervals through this entire area. Let's see, do we have any more skill points? No, we do not. Oh, down here would work. At some point I'm going to get access to that and just turn it into a park. I wonder if you can get a character to have such a high skill speed, or like machinery skill, or athletics, or whatever. I guess it must be machinery. You really think athletics would apply to the hamster wheel? But like, it'd be neat if you could get a character that's so good at one of these hamster wheels they can power an entire base that way. So you should put airflow tiles in pairs. Yeah. No, that's fair. Except for I'm gonna cancel it there. Because we actually wanna... We're gonna actually make a little bit of this deeper. Okay. Now the question is this character going to trap herself? The answer is, I am unsure. Sometimes they trap themselves and die. Not always. Yeah, they're... Ooh, yeah, it's getting nippy here. We need those, insulated tiles. Because, yeah, otherwise this glacier right here is just going to sink the whole base on its own. Because, yeah, if we check temp maps, this area is keeping it kind of warm, which is good. But the rest actually gets pretty freaking cold. Pretty freaking fast. Let's see, Wander, do you know Price from Stumped? Yep. Actually... I don't interact with him that much. I mostly know, I mean, I know Price. I don't think I've seen him in like 2 months. I live in the same city as them, but, I had Ash and Jazz from Stumped over at my place yesterday. It was like 93 out, and that was just like way too warm. And I was just like, I know most people don't have good AC, so people can just like come over and hang out with us today. And maybe we'll play, like, board games and so on and so forth. And so I had, Ash Jazz, Kakujo, Colty, my friend Chad, Enna from Arcade Spirits, and... Anybody else? I don't think so. I think that was everybody. Did I say Kakujo? I should have. But I had them all over, and we had a nice board game party for the day. Oh, they still haven't made the bed for durian pie. I'm really surprised that there's no mod that turns everybody into dwarves in this game. I was kind of expecting we'd maybe get them at some point. I don't know. Okay, bristleberry, and phosphorite. And they provide light and decor. So are these things mainly just morale critters? I guess that makes sense. Okay, so that's already warming much of this area. Yeah, getting the insulated tiles really early on in a run of this game will probably help a lot. I'm gonna dig these up. Okay, so we're gonna want plumbing. Actually, do we want to just get a wash basin? Deconstruct that. We're just gonna get a wash basin up, and then I'm just gonna put another outhouse there. That'll be good enough at least for a little while, so it's not like super gross. And then eventually I'll switch everything over so it's not just. Let's see. Shells they leave behind after molting could be crushed into lime. Yeah, I'll definitely want to see about actually ranching this time around, because I never bothered the last time I played. Okay, yeah, the temp has... It's still cold, but it's stabilizing. Eventually we'll want to pipe water through and actually cool the rest of the base. That'll be a later date. Might be better that we just... Yeah, because mesh tiles use copper. Ladder tiles, on the other hand, cheap as shit. Probably take that one in. Let's see. Right. Repost the poll. Right. I should probably mention for today, for those of you hanging out, I will be playing other games, obviously, other than Oxygen not included today. Or at least I'm going to try. This is one of those games that I'm going to play too much of just by baseline of I enjoyed the game. And so, is that a little shine egg? Or is that one of the just shine sprites asleep? I don't know. Oh, they're cute little suckers when they're sleeping. But yeah, if you want to have a some influence on what I play after this, there was a poll. Except for those of you on YouTube, at which point, there's nothing. I apologize. Polls for YouTube are baseline a lot harder to put together because... Oh. Well. I made a goof. Okay. In that case... Let's get this, dividing wall up first. I guess I can just... Wait, no. I do need that. This is awkward. I'm not really sure if it's going to go better. Okay, so let's cancel those. We gotta push it up from below. And we might as well start digging this out. This is gonna take a little bit of time. And then we're gonna try and pour all of this water down into this location. We'll go from here. Because otherwise, it's just gonna get kind of problematic. And then at some point, we're also gonna have to grab all of the materials in here because holy shit, there's a lot. Let's see. Really wish I could manual control a character for a little while so they're not constantly going up and down, but oh well. This is just the price of micromanagement, I guess. So you want the full option of more of this game, because you don't recognize the ones in the poll. And you should look them up, because no matter what, like, I'm going to be playing these games. If you don't recognize them, that's probably because they're brand new and they haven't even come out yet. Like, my channel exists largely to show off new and interesting games, and so if you don't recognize a game whenever I, like, put up a list, look it up. It might actually be something you're interested in, instead of just being like, more oxygen not included. Because, I mean, it's fun to play the same game over and over again forever. But, like, at the same time, variety really is the spice of life. And there's some sweet games out there. Okay, do we have an ugly crier? We do. They fart. Well, you know what? Yeah, but we don't need an... Oh, wait. What about this one? That's rough. Strength -3 is an issue. I mean, technically it's only a -1 with those skills. Do we want to get this ugly crier? We might as well. What are we going to name them? Oh, what's another... What's something gross? We have 2 desserts, a smoothie. I guess I'll just print this person first. Come on, guys. What's some gross food that we can name these characters after? It's gotta have, like, a real ingredient. Yeah, deep-fried halibut cookies? Yeah, we could go with that. Almost should have called this the, disgusting dessert. Okay. Where's Ari? There's Ari. Oh. Let's just call them halibut hotcakes. If it gets too long, if it gets too long, then it becomes an issue. Let's see, walnut soy burger. I've had one of those, actually. They're not actually half bad. Like, nuts surprisingly work alright in, let's see, do we just improve strength? Override the debilitating issues? Let's see. I want to slowly fill these in. Because I want the water to all go down into this basin. Let's see, top right area can't be accessed. This? I don't care. Okay, there we go. So, I guess let's, do that, and then dig this out. And that should drain the whole thing. Dehydrated cactus fries. You know, that almost sounds good. If done well, I could totally see cactus fries being, like, edible, at the very least. Okay, so now that we're done with that, now that we have the giant water horror, we should probably head for the carbon skimmer, maybe? Head for the carbon skimmer. And then after that, we should go for the half airlock. But yeah, I could totally see cactus fries being something that, like, I personally would gladly eat. Okay. So we want to have... Oh, do I not have a regular sink? No, we do have a sink. Okay. Because, yeah, next order of business, we should probably get... some lavatories. I wonder if a cold environment would also kill germs. The zucchini fries are amazing. Yeah, they're a little mushy for my taste, but they're pretty good. Okay, so we want to have a liquid vent in here. A liquid pump. Let's see. That punched the mic into my face. Anything else on this end? It'd be worth it to get a bottle emptier and a bottle... Oh. What happened to all the spare bottles of water that I... Oh, wait, no. They're probably just still hanging out there. Let's cancel that for the time being. I'm pretty sure I have some modded tech that lets me just put bottles of water back into the water system. Let's see, do we not have anything else? Nope. Most disgusting food I can think of. College cafeteria eggs. I mean, school food in general is kind of an easy win in terms of, like, gross food. We might have needed to make this this whole thing bigger. I'm kind of impressed. Oh, they're sick because of hypothermia, which is why they're sneezing. Okay. Hopefully it'll kind of balances itself out kind of quickly. I need an extra bed. Oh yeah, I do. Okay, so let's put some tiles there so that's reachable. Because, yeah, I didn't care up until now because, straight up, had other better things to do. We should probably also have this be the... Yeah, this is starting to get into the really cold territory. Do I want to stop this for a second? Yeah, let's not do that. We probably want to make another wall of insulated tiles down this side. Some of this looks kind of fun. Aluminum ore. Hey, yeah, we straight up didn't see any of that last time. Let's see. Yeah, at some point I'll tear this up and move it down one floor, give or take. Yeah, school food depends on the recipes given to them by the bosses. Yep, kinda. Which sucks, because, like... I've never understood, like, cost-cutting measures like, let's defund education, let's defund school food, because, like, I had classmates that straight up the only food that they got was from... the only food that they got was specifically from, like, you know, whatever food was in the cafeteria that day. And for the most part, like, it wasn't that big of a deal. My school had okay food, but every once in a while they'd have, like, this super curdled chocolate milk, and it's just like, why the hell, you know, is this a thing? Why are you serving this gross shit? And it was, like, ridiculous prices, too. It was, like, $5-6 for a meal, and, like, by the time I hit senior year, everybody I knew that was buying school food just straight up was like, nope, we're just gonna go to the Burger King down the street instead. When Burger King makes better food than like, the school cafeteria, you really, really need to rethink everything. It's called capitalism. But it also shouldn't, it shouldn't be capitalism for stuff like schools, because that's a public service. Like, everybody has a right to education. Capitalism should only go so far as, like, things that you should have as an option, as opposed to stuff that, like, is important to everybody. Like, I don't know. How about the fire department? You don't really want to skimp on fire service, do you? You shouldn't. Like, I think using the excuse, well, that's just capitalism, is kind of stupid. Because there's no good alternative to a lot of these things. Like, straight up, like, yeah, okay, there are private schools, but private schools you have to pay out the nose for. So it's like, okay, so your options are either grossly expensive private schools or a shitty public school that's, like, wildly underfunded. It's just like, eh. Don't underestimate lawmakers. I am disappointed fairly consistently with lawmakers. Short-term profits over long-term, actual, well, I wouldn't say actual profits, but, like, I don't know. Long-term gains are way more important, but everybody's like, but you gotta save the money now, and it's like, no you don't. I would rather save $1,000 over the course of my life than $100 in the next week. Yeah, not all public schools suck, just most. Well, the wild thing was, I was in the best public school in Massachusetts, and the food was still shitty, and it was just like, what? Why? Like, we had funding. Admittedly, we had to have this, like, huge fight throughout the entire town. Because there was a bunch of old people living in my town that were actively trying to defund the schools entirely. Because they didn't want their taxes going to it. And it's like, you realize, like, you defund the schools, you suddenly get, like, major crime problems because all the students start acting out. Dude, why does Wander have a light fairy trapped? Oh no, it just lives in that bedroom. At some point, I'll ranch the thing. Let me guess. Growth halted because cold. Yep, cold. Okay. So fill that in a little bit. How's the temperature? It's pretty bad in here. I can warm it up slowly. It's definitely getting warmer over here. The real issue is I just need, I just really need insulated tiles. I'm probably going to go with just a giant tower. Maybe. For a school system at the budget of the military would be the most educated country. Wouldn't that be amazing? Like, I don't know. I would much rather have a super highly educated country than, like, the most well-armed country. Especially because, like, we probably won't have a whole lot of, like, particularly traditional wars. At least until we run into, like, resource scarcity issues. And if everybody was smart, maybe we wouldn't have those. I don't know. I guess this is one of those where I've always been a huge fan. I've always been a massive fan of, like, science victories in video games. And, ooh, 1,000 kilograms of rust. We don't have any ugly criers. So yeah, let's pick up that rust. Because that'll get me chlorine sooner than later. See, also not like to be under German Islamic rule. I highly do. Well, I mean, for one, currently Germany seems to be a slightly better option than my current government, but but like, straight up, you're not going to see a country successfully conquering too much nowadays. You're more likely to see people like screwing with elections and data and so on and so forth than like rolling in tanks and taking over. And a more highly educated populace is much more resistant to, say, Nazi propaganda than an uneducated populace. Uneducated populaces can be tricked into everything. Wait, that's the wrong one. We don't want to dig that out. We actually want to put this back. Okay, now that that's out, we can dig this out. And let's have that secondary basin. Here. Is that good? Let's see. So we're going to want a manual airlock on this one. Oh, good. We can have the half-mechanized airlocks now. Because I'm going to want to have that... there. I want to make this one wider. This is actually really tempting to have a 3 wide. You know what? 3 wide central area seems like a good idea. I've built almost all of my industry there anyway. And we'll move this over further. Let's go from there. Because, yeah, there's straight up nothing here. We can tear this up, move this over, and have a 3-way central pillar. That way I can actually have, if I need to, like a carbon dioxide pump here. Because part of it is, if we look at this, most of the carbon dioxide ends up, like, in this central pillar because it's heavier. Let's see. I'll dig that out for a bit. Let's see. So we don't need a manual airlock on this. We can just have a pneumatic door. Not sure what I'm going to put in there, but whatever. Let's see. Manual airlock. Okay. So... First up, gonna cancel those. We're gonna want plumbing, a liquid pump. Probably right there. We're also gonna want plumbing, a bottle emptier. Let's see, do we have a fridge? Out of curiosity. No, we have not actually researched the fridge yet. There's the infinite resource fridge. Uh-oh. Priority 9 that. That's a bit of a worry. Okay, so are you still alive, Rowan? Unfortunately, I've backed out of that run, at least for a little while. Let's see. Oh, build a full wall on that, so... Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, so they always wash their hands. Okay. So now that we've got that... Run that there. Run that there. Okay, so what this will do... is be freaking cold. Look at temps. Okay, we should probably run something warm up here. Let's see, what's the advantage of a fridge over a CO2 pit? Dunno? We'll set the door to one direction so they can only go through the left door. Oh. You can do that? Oh. So you can. Okay, so plumbing, liquid pipe. Okay, so that's the fresh water that goes into all of these. And this is the hella gross water that goes in here. Oh. I guess I could actually put the water purification plant right in here. Do we have that? No, we do not have that researched yet. So where is desalinator or scrubber? No. We'll want this. Like ASAP. That's not what I'm looking for. Water sieve. There we go. And yeah, I could probably put the water sieve right in this room and just have it pump into this whole system. And then all we need to do is just pump some chlorine in here, and then we're good to go. Let's see. Okay, I'll have to get this door. Yeah, this is going so much faster because I actually understand a lot of these mechanics beforehand. So I don't need to... like, look things up or ask. And because the baseline temperature in this base is actually pretty cold, we might even have to heat the base a little bit. We'll see. It should be okay once we start getting, like, massive power production going. Let's see, so who are the current victims, or dupes? Ham smoothie, halibut hotcakes, durian pie, flaming hot oatmeal, and peanut butter cheesecake. I effectively decided to name all of my dupes after really gross food, and they're all crybabies. Except for one, which is a vomiter. Gross made-up foods. Some are... I mean, they're all feasible and possible things. I like these naming conventions better, to some degree. Let's see. So that... Oh. You should only be able to go through this door to the right. I mean, we might as well, we'll set it to that. That should work. That way they only wash their hands coming through. Okay, so all we need now is plumbing, liquid pipe. Actually, we don't even need that. These are probably functional, so in that case, let's tear this up. Yep, we have a washroom. Let's see. Now we've got a place to put this polluted water. And life is good. Let's see, do I have the cooling system yet? Sort of. It's called the freaking glacier that's right next to my base. Let's see. So what do we got? We've already got a functional researcher. So let's use this character for other skills. Operating seems like a good idea. We could do doctoring, but I think I want to do digging. Because I got a lot of digging that needs to be done. Let's see. Sweeping spree? I think now calls for a sweeping spree before things get too gross.